Hello everybody, and welcome to Wheel Trouble's Let's Play Myst 3 Exile. This is going to be our final episode, and we are taking our little walking tour of Narayan. Won't be much of a tour, I'm sorry. Cutscene.
What? You're not... Where is he? Look, I know he's here. I have his book. So where is he? He didn't come. I take relation from me, and he sends you instead. Idiot. You actually thought this would work. You thought that you could force him into coming here, fixing things? Why? Why would he rewrite Narayan? Because of your messages? Because of your paintings? Look at your world. Look at what's left of it. When are you gonna get it through your thick skull that you do not matter to him? Could be alive out there. No one. We're stuck here, you know. The linking book back to Chananan is gone. Left behind when I linked out of Atris's study. And as for getting in to Narayan, look around you. This chamber is the only way in. And Atris installed some kind of shield, and I have never been able to get past it. Not once in all these years. So you're just as stuck here as I am. At least until I open this book and I show Atris what it's like to watch your friends and relatives die. If you do find a way out of here, I suggest that you think very carefully about using it. Because the one thing I know about linking books, the doors they open don't close behind you.
Okay, we get the point. And it's not a very sharp point at that, and so that seems like a less than pleasant way to die. I think I'd prefer a sharp point to the dull point of a hammer. And we cannot follow Savidro in. That's probably a good thing. We're not exactly armed in this game. So let's explore. It's interesting how this shield looks awfully similar to the shield in the bubble for Amateria. And let's see what we have here. We have a panel system that doesn't seem to move, doesn't seem to have power going to it yet. So let's go ahead and run back up and see what we can see. Oh, look. A switch to activate the power. And this should go ahead and give us power down below. Just waiting to get my mouse control back. Please give me control of my mouse. Please. Anytime. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. And now let's see if we can activate one of these little baubles. Flip this lever here to bring in the control switch here. Let's see if this actually works. Let's hope so. Alright. And here we have 3 little sections. We had 3 different tusks with poems in them. And here's our little clue. When we were reading through in the second episode, did you guys notice the bold letters, the bold words? Okay, there we go. So we have some that we're going to have to look through here. Energy powers future motion. So we need to look on these tapestries and figure out the energy right there. So you might want to write that down. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. Bring this back up. And I'm pretty sure when he wrote this, he was talking about voltaic. So... okay, there's one half of it. And that should be it. Sorry guys, breadstick stuck in my throat. And let's see, powers being the next thing we're going for. So, where's powers? There we go. So, move back and put powers into the system here. And I'm just going to run it straight in a clockwise fashion. And down here I've got future. Again, this is actually my second playthrough of this, just to time it out and make sure I've got it all right. Granted, this section isn't the hardest section. This is just where everything branches off into multiple endings. And I'm going to try to give you guys the best ending possible. Okay, and last we're going to go ahead and do motion. Motion, motion. Okay. And if we get this right, that section should turn solid white on us. There we go. Alright, so that is one section. We have energy, powers, future, motion. That's one lesson down. On to the next one. So we pull out the journal. Nature encourages mutual dependence. Okay. Energy, powers, mutual dependence. Or, sorry, nature encourages mutual dependence. This is important. So, nature encourages mutual. And there's nature up there. Okay. So, let's go back and plug that in since we've kind of shown you guys the words there. And you can just pause on different screens. Hello, backup, thank you. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with nature up here, the nifty little flower plant. Very appropriate. And since these were referred to as poems, we can safely assume that this is the written language of the Narayan people, which is kind of cool. A little bit complex for a written language, but I suppose hieroglyphs were too. And let's not get started on languages of certain cultures that require kind of like this, where you've got a different pictograph for an entire word or concept. Okay, we got nature encourages mutual. There's encourages there. There's mutual. Mutual's pretty easy. So... and we did see that kind of with the bird and whatnot. And we've already got dependence on there. So realistically we're getting encourages in. And then mutual. Alright, one more to go. And obviously that last one was referencing Adana. Okay. Dynamic forces spur change, and boy, wasn't Amateria dynamic. Alright, so... dynamic forces spur change. Get the pictographs. Dynamic is over there on the right. And... forces spur change. Okay, let's plug in what we know. And I do apologize that it's a little bit hard to read. I did record this on a slightly lower quality than I'm playing it through with. Okay. kind of a Triskaely look, really. It's neat. Okay. So we need forces. Society force. There we go. Easy enough. Although I'm not really sure that we spurred change in Amateria, did we? It gave us a nifty ride, but we didn't see any people there. We didn't see anything really change. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. You guys can leave in the comments below if you thought we made some lasting impact on that particular age, but I don't see it. Okay. Spur. And then all we need is change, which looks kind of like a fruit. Which, for people that essentially work giant floating plants, that makes sense, I suppose. Alright, so we have this one entirely activated, which brings down this little inner shield here. Okay. Oh, I just noticed that too. We have a kind of a locked window. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. So we need to get this figured out. So we'll swap this over. Actually, I don't remember seeing any of those words, do you? So let's go ahead and move down. I do apologize, guys. My phone keeps going off. Ooh, there is a link back to Tamana. So Savidra didn't even make it this far. We need to remember that, though, that there is a way back to Tomana. That would lead us towards a bad ending, obviously, because we'd be going back without the Relishon book. And there'd be a way to follow us, in theory. No, because the bubble closed behind us, I think. Anyway, while I was babbling, I hope you guys got those words. Okay, so swap this over. And you can hear the shield changing a little bit. Okay. Balanced. System. And we have to go back down and get more words here. Okay. And let's see what we can see on these tapestries. And back up. And remember, the phrase we're going for is balanced systems stimulate civilization. So basically think of this lever as controlling an inner bubble and an outer bubble. That's very important coming up. Very, very important. Okay. So we are on stimulate. And the last word we're going to need is civilization. Good grief. So he's literally wearing one of these tapestries. That's... Well, I suppose after all this time he'd have to find some sort of clothing, wouldn't he? And that's better than fig leaves. Civilization. There we go. Interesting how it kind of looks like a balance, or a scale of kind. There we go. Why must we click on such small items? There we go. Okay. Balanced systems stimulate civilization. And cutscene. So that's the outer bubble.
Oh my God. They're alive? How did you... Force. Gives me hope only to destroy me. You see, I still have something that he wants. Something that he sent you to bring back for him. Release you. Drop the outer barrier when I'm out by the gondola. Switch the shield so the outer barrier is open. And in return, I'll give up release you. Do it.
Okay, we're just waiting on mouse control to come back now. Obviously he's a madman, so we don't want to quite trust him. And he can still follow us in and butcher us this way, so we don't really want to open either shield, otherwise we lose our bargaining position. So we're just going to turn the entire damn unit off. We've just closed the bubble, he can't follow us in, and he can't get out either. Smaller hole. Okay, so now that he's figured out we have him trapped, let's go run down and see if we can't bargain a little bit. Certainly better than the alternative of him coming and stabbing us to death. Alright. And you'll notice that I'm preloading this. I do not want this inner shield to open up once he hands us the book. Because if I go up, turn the power on, and then open it, he's just going to run up and blast us.
Oh, God. No. Please don't do this to me. Not when my family could still be alive out there. You want the book? Here. I'll give you the book. Just... please. Please. Don't do this. Please. I can't do this again. Please don't leave me trapped here like this. I can't. No! No! No, no, no! No, 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 no,
And he's going to be doing this for a while. I'm guessing they had him go back into this position just so that it was easier to program all the different endings. Because from a storyline aspect, it doesn't make sense that he'd just go back down into a little ball there. I mean, I guess it could if he's having a breakdown. Anyway, the generous ending. And there we go, Savidro is riding off into the sunset. One thing we want to make for sure is that he's well outside where the outer barrier would be. So let's make sure he gets clear off into the distance there and safely back home. You can see the gondola going off into the distance there to the Narayan civilization, which obviously has limited growth since they're having to trap these spores that come up and build off of that to keep everything afloat. Okay, now once we have mouse control back, we're going to go ahead and switch the barriers so that the outer barrier goes up and the inner barrier comes down. That will give us access to Tomana. And since we have Relishan, Atris should be nice and happy with us, so we'll have the good ending, and then the credits, and I'll be honest, for the credits I'll probably just close there. If you guys really want to watch the credits, you can get the game or just run through Cyan Studios for that period of time, and you can find them easily enough that way. So, sorry guys, I'm not one of those people that stands through the credits at movies. The only way I do that is if I know for a fact there's going to be some little lead-in at the end. Okay, the Tomana linking book, which is now safely in our possession. And let's go.
By the Maker, you've returned. Atris, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following the horse.
You've returned. But where's Relishan? Did you bring back the book? Thank the Maker. It's fine. We're in your debt, my friend. If this book had been destroyed, everything we worked for, all the people of Relishan, have been lost to us forever.
You must tell us everything.
And there we go. That concludes Myst 3 Exile. And more cutscene.
At last I can rejoice, for Relishan has been returned to me unharmed. The age I hoped would provide a new beginning still lives on. I'm sure that no danger shall befall it. And as I sit here writing in this journal, I rejoice to know that Narayan too is safe. The secrets of its past have been unlocked, and old wrongs have finally been righted. I know now that we can't escape the past, nor can we rewrite it, hoping to lessen our pain. The best we can hope for is to continue to learn, to take from the past only that which is good, and move on. Perhaps in the process, we will build a brighter future.
Boy, there's a mouthful there. Especially in today's politically charged climate, I think that's an important message. You can't escape the past. There's no sense in forgetting it. You gotta take the best, and the only way you know that it's the best is if you have the bad with it. Kind of a Zen philosophy there, but if you don't have the bad, you don't know why the good was good. So you take that, and then you move on. Instead, it seems that the Snowflake generation would much rather forget about any negatives and just focus on only the positives, and it's not a good way to grow. It's interesting because, people make a big complaint that games are preachy now. What they don't understand is they were always preachy. They were always works of art. So that's one of the reasons I love doing these, and one of the reasons I like focusing on classic game series like Myst is because they really are just that. They are works of art. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Cyan Studios. Anyway, that's it for Myst 3, Wheel Trouble out. We'll probably pick up with Myst 4, and then after that, we'll move on to something a little bit more lighthearted before jumping into Uru. And so we'll go ahead and do Starship Titanic, which, like Myst, it's a neat little puzzle exploring game. Unlike Myst, it was written by Douglas Adams, so nothing will be as it seems. All right, see you guys next time. Wheel Trouble out.